Good evening. It's staying quite cloudy for many of us for a little while yet, and there will be a bit of rain at times as well. Currently, looking at the bigger picture, and it's a relatively slack flow across the UK. There's low pressure out towards the west of us, but not particularly deep for the time being. So generally light winds, a few occluded fronts pushing through. So yes, there will be some rain at times. All of that shifting away towards the northeast as we go through into the weekend. And then a quieter start to the weekend before a frontal system makes its way in later on, but more on that in a second. Back to the here and now then, and like I said, it's largely cloudy for many of us. There are some clear breaks, but often a lot of cloud as we go through the rest of today and overnight. A few outbreaks of rain here and there, and actually towards the southeast there will be more rain arriving in time for dawn. Because of the cloudy skies, temperatures for many not dropping a huge amount, but actually they are looking a little bit lower than some recent nights, particularly where we get the clear spells, could quite easily drop well into single figures. Where we have the cloudy skies, most towns and cities holding up in double digits. But that fresher air that's coming in from the west, that is going to drop things down just a little bit compared to of late. Then as we go through tomorrow, watch out for some outbreaks of rain across the southeast initially. These will then feed their way northwards up the eastern side of England. These could be quite heavy at times. Also a spell of rain pushing in from the southwest, so across southwestern England, across much of Wales, and also pushing into Northern Ireland. This could be also quite heavy at times. We're talking 20, 30 millimetres in a few hours. And if this comes over some parts of Wales where we've already seen some impacts from the rain through some recent days, well, that's definitely not going to be welcome at all. Elsewhere and away from those two zones of rain, there's a lot of dry and at times sunny weather to be had. And in the sunshine, it's not going to feel too bad. Relatively warm temperatures, still above average for the time of year, but a few degrees down compared to some recent days. We're looking at highs around 14 or 15 Celsius as opposed to 16 or 17. Later on, all of the wet weather is pushing its way northeastwards, but it's going to make quite slow progress. But are you heading out for a fireworks display? I am, and so you probably are quite interested in the weather as we go through the evening. Well, across much of Scotland it's looking largely dry, some clear skies. Just towards Shetland a bit of cloud, bit of rain, and towards perhaps the far southeast of Scotland turning a bit wet. Also across the far northeast of England some rain here. A wetter story for Northern Ireland, but there should be some breaks in the rain. And then across some central parts of the UK it could be quite cloudy and damp as well. Elsewhere actually a lot of dry weather to be had, so that's welcome news, I'm sure. As we go through the overnight period though, all that cloud and rain is shifting away towards the north. Could be quite heavy at times across parts of Northern Ireland for a while, but we do have clearer skies following in, so turning drier and clearer across southern areas in particular as we head towards dawn. Now where we get the cloud, it's again going to be a relatively mild night, but still fresher air coming in, so perhaps less mild than some recent nights. Meanwhile towards the south, a fresher feel for sure, less mild. Definitely could see temperatures dropping to mid-single figures, maybe even a little bit lower than that in some places. So a chillier start to the day on Saturday morning than we've seen of late, and with that there could be a few pockets of mist and fog around as well. Then through Saturday itself, lots of fine sunny weather around across many places, cloudier across parts of Scotland, a bit of rain through the morning, that clears away, and then actually a decent dry period of the day before some rain towards the far west of the UK pushes its way in, a bit of rain perhaps feeding in across western parts of Scotland. Most places though holding on to the dry weather through the bulk of Saturday. With that then, temperatures are still dropping by a degree or so in most places, so a slightly fresher feel to things, but these temperatures are still above average for the time of year. Now I mentioned at the start there is a frontal system out towards the west. This is going to bring more cloud and some rain later on Saturday. This is then going to sweep its way eastwards across the UK as we go through Sunday. It's breaking up as it goes, so the further east you are, the less rain you're going to see. But nonetheless, most of us will see a spell of rain as we go through Sunday, and then perhaps something drier into Monday, but there's more changeable, unsettled weather around, and so, well, you'll definitely want to keep up to date with the forecast because, yes, there is going to be some further rain to come as we go through next week. Bye-bye.